Hi, and welcome back here at episode 78. Been a little while, a week or so. We're back on the police special. Um, we've got the bars all pre-wired here. So what I did, it had the assistant holes in the bottom corners. These are Spatty Speed Shop. You can see this is my throttle by wire. So what I've done with it is I removed the green plug, which was set about right here, and I soldered the wires together. I ran it through. Don't mind the green and yellow shrink wrap. That's all I had available were those colors. The black is the right side. The gray is the left side. The left side went through no problem. The right side, as you can see here, I had to drill a hole here. Reason I had to is because I was sticking my pick in there to help it around the corner. Because this side, the right side, we not only did we put the throttle by wire through, we also put the hand controls through. So there was a lot more wires to make this corner. So I just drilled a little hole, and then I used a pick in there to help feed it down, and then obviously I used the bottom that they supplied for me to feed it down as well. So what we're going to do is this is our top clamp here. So you can see there's knurl marks inside of it. See the knurl marks? There's on the bottom and the top. And then those make contact with the knurl marks that are on the bars. And that's what makes the clamping strength. So I'm going to undo these. Should be able to do this while holding the camera. So I don't got to move it into the other stand. So the big thing was I was waiting on more of these bars. So the bars have come. They're pre-wired now. I'm not gonna lie to you, I soldered up the throttle by wire sensor. So I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong internally now. I looked into it, the throttle by wire Screaming Eagle sensor for $299 American, and I thought, well, I might be able to do it myself just by soldering it. So that's what I did, save the money on that aspect. So I'm just gonna bring this over. I got it in the other stand now. I might be able to come from the back here. Let's go way up and bring you back down on the opposite side and see. It's like the Blair Witch Project. The camera's all over the place. Let's see where we're at there. Yeah, that looks half decent like that. So as you guys can see here, top tree mount right here, two here. These bushings, I didn't change them, but I had no complaint with them beforehand. So I lift these bars up. The wires coming out the front. I'm not sure exactly where I want them, so I'm going to clamp it down. And once I get it clamped down, then I will look. I'm just trying to make sure it's centered, half decent. It's pretty amazing how it just kind of finds its own home. You want to run these bolts in evenly. You don't want to clamp one side too tight, another side not tight enough. I'm just using my finger to draw them in. I do have a ratchet and an extension. If you see some white powder, on the bars. That's baby powder that I used to put on the sheathing of the wires to help it slide through the internal of the bars. I'm going to remove this extension and just put the driver right on the head of the bolt here. Again, I'm not sure exactly where I want them, so I'm going to just draw it in. So I didn't have to extend my throttle by wire. It was long enough to begin with. So once I find where I want these, I will then draw each bolt out individually and put Loctite on it. I just kind of remembered, not only do I have the bike on the lift, I still got it on the center stand, so I should probably lower it off the center stand so it's better in the on the stand itself. We don't have much left to do on this. We got to take the crash bar off yet, but besides that, not a whole lot left to do. I got to make sure my brake line reaches. I got to make sure my clutch cable reaches. These are about 4 inches over stock. So, you know, there's my clutch there. I got to make sure that it makes the turn as well. So when the handlebars turn, you got to make sure that. So I might have to run it on the outside of my fork leg there, but I'm just admiring these bars right now. I'm gonna Blair Witch us again here. Bring these all the way up and over. There they are there. I think they look great. I'm happy with that. My cables are coming out there long enough. And that looks real good because the fairing will wrap right around, probably come out right about here. These bars will clear perfectly. My other one, I had to cut the windshield a little bit, excuse me, because you got to remember the fairing doesn't turn, the bars do. So I'm happy with the outcome of this. I think it looks good. I'm going to probably stop for today. I've got to get the hand controls on and see if the brake levers and everything are gonna be long enough. Let me see here before I say goodbye. I might be able to do that right now. Just looking for my proper screwdriver here. I'm going to bring you over to this side. Since I'm here, I may as well do it. Back up a little so you can see it. For some reason I feel like I'm losing some height on this stand. I got all of them adjusted out. Let me see about lowering the hoist a little. There we go. Now let's see where that is. That's the hoist all the way down now. Oh yeah, that's much better. So I'm going to work on the left side, the clutch side. So all I'm doing, I'm not doing much, I'm just doing an install is all I'm doing. So this goes on just like so. I may have to loosen my clutch grip there and move it down just a hair. Just looks like oh, there we go. I didn't have it in the right spot. I lied to you. There we go. Much better. It's tough to tell that I didn't have it in the right spot from the top, but again, once I get the proper clutch length cable, I will pull each screw out and put Loctite on it as needed. I can always run this on the inside of the fairing. In doing that, I might get the proper length. I don't think I'm going to. I can see if I can extend it any further. And the reason that is because you've got to turn the handlebars. So turning it this way to the right will be no problem because the cable will go that far, but it's coming to the left. But we will take a look at that. If I got to take this clutch cable off, I'm going to have to remove it from the, remove the exhaust so I can get into the clutch housing there where the cable goes on this one. So now we'll just turn our direction to this side. Again, I'm not sure how our brake lever will pan out here. I may have to extend it as well. So I gotta see what I'm working with here. For some reason, I've got something tangled up here. There we go. I just have to do that. Pass this back through. And then come up here. So let's see about untwisting that. Again, the brake line as well, I may have to do the same thing, run it up and over. I'm going to get a pair of side cutters here. Remove a tie wrap. I still haven't rode yet. Got some other things still going on. Hoping to get some answers here in the next week or so. So optimistic about that. I think you guys may have seen some ads for the Mustang for sale. So it has sold. So that was good. So I'm going to put that on right here. Again, I may have to pull it through a little bit more yet, but this will get them on for me to see. Like I say, as I know right now, I'm going to have to replace the clutch lever, or not lever, I'm sorry, cable. So this one a little bit tied up there from sitting and hanging. I shouldn't have had it hung the way I did, but just got to adjust the actual grip for a second here. Let me say they make it just enough to fit on. Don't remember what size that is, so we'll bring 2 over. There we go. So we're just going to loosen this one enough, because this is holding our throttle by wire. So we're just going to loosen it enough. The key with this one is we have to have it so the brake reaches everything, because on this one we have the brake switch that we got to make contact with, and then on the other one, on the other side, on the left side, we've got the clutch side also has a sensor, and it's to shut the cruise off. Let's see if I can get this wrench screwdriver out of my pocket. Looks like I had a bit of brake fluid leak out when I had that upside down. So I'm going to have to check my brake fluid reservoir, my master cylinder, make sure everything's good in that aspect. Obviously, if I've got to replace the brake line, that's not a big deal at that point. And this is just mocking these up because I've got to figure out where I want my hands and the handlebars to actually be, but this is one thing out of the way. My wrap I had covering my front fenders moved a little, and I just wanted to make sure that it was all good. So, as you can see, this is aimed down a little more, and as I can see, I'm off. I'm not quite in its place. See if we can tighten this one up. You see the brake switch is in there, so you want to make sure you have, make sure our grip turns the throttle. So a lot into it. So this side's still down a little more, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to just snug everything up. I've got to determine on where I'm going to run this brake line. Actually, what I'll need to do is probably take it off the lifter. I'm going to have to jack it up a little bit even more. And the reason for that is because I'm going to have to be able to turn the handlebars. And because the front wheel's in the chock there, I'm not going to be able to, because I want to be able to turn the handlebars to know if my brake cable will reach to the right and then reach to the left, and then same with my clutch cable. So I'm going to leave that like that for today. So bars have been all pre-wired. You're not going to see these colors, but I didn't have any thick enough, black shrink wrap. So, but everything is there. So we got the controls on, got the mirrors on. Like I say, I'm going to have to look into extending this brake line. As you can see down here, here's the brake line here. I could run it on the inside and then it'd be on the inside of the fairing at all times. I'm not opposed to that. I just want to make sure that turning right and left is going to be okay. So thanks for following along on this build. We're getting near the end, and hopefully soon I can get out and ride this. So we're not too far away, but thanks a lot for liking, subscribing, sharing, whatever you guys do. Laugh, have a good laugh, learn, yeah, anything. So thanks a lot, and we'll just keep on keeping on here. Thanks. Bye.